little bit of freight train to initially show off the tone of this 50s, 60s vintage harmony baritone ukulele. Hopefully I can play something a little bit more showy-offy to finish the video. Let's get right down to cases and say, how come this is a baritone, harmony baritone ukulele, when there is no atypical logo on it or any other sign that it's a harmony? Well, this is, I don't know, countless harmony baritones that I've had made by the Harmony Company, and they are absolutely unmistakable to anybody who's had one through his hands before. For a start, there's this rather idiosyncratic profile. It's got very sort of square shoulders. The top is bound with nice imitation tortoiseshell celluloid binding, if you can see that. While we're in that neck of the woods, there's inexplicably 2 holes in the bottom there, tiny holes. They don't go all the way through. Nice little rosette there, unassuming, black, white, black lines around there, double lines. And this very, very square and workmanlike peg head. While we're in that neck of the woods, we'll have a look at the pegs, which are atypical Elton so-called non-slip pegs. The buttons tend to crack on these, but these are perfectly solid. They're a little bit dirty and need a good clean. And while we're talking about that, and see that the strings are the original strings. I haven't changed the strings yet, so that could improve matters quite a bit. Now, I haven't done anything at all to this instrument other than remove several years of dirt and grime on it. It's got lots of superficial scratches, dings, little chips out, mainly around. I'm going to show you the back edge because that's the worst of all. So I'm showing you warts and all. But as you see in the process, it's a very nice piece of wood. Very nice, plain but attractively grained mahogany. All solid mahogany this, apart from the rosewood fretboard and the rosewood bridge. And as you see, it's got its fair share of this. This has been a utility instrument. Somebody has almost played this into the ground, but not quite. It doesn't have a lot of structural faults. There is one little crack on the back, which I'm trying to locate for you, which is it's had a chip on the edge there, which has gone up 2 or 3 inches, which could use repairing, could use that gluing down. There's also a hairline crack on the other side, but I can't see that needing any attention at all. That feels fairly inert. As I said, it's got those 2 little inexplicable dings there. I'm just wondering if somebody's put a couple of little pins in there to keep the back on if it's sprung at that point. Anyway, it's something that could be faked up without too much trouble if you're a mind. Now, years and years ago, I'm talking about 30, 40 years ago, when I started renovating my own instruments, if this had travelled over from the States, in the state it was, I wouldn't have been messing about at all. I'd have just stripped it totally and refinished it and hopefully made a decent job of it. But I now realise that there's a vast number of people who prefer the original condition, however ill-treated it happens to have been, and what they call patina or patina, depending on which antique college you've been to, and that patina is just antique speak for this has been badly abused and needs some serious attention. And in this case, although the instrument is solid and playable, if it was mine, I would do it the good grace of getting it refinished by somebody who knows what he's doing. I'll let you do it yourself if you're well equipped to do so, but you're not allowed to if you don't. You have to make a pact with the devil to find out that. Anyway, don't take any notice of me rambling on like this. What else can I say about it? Why does it have no decal? Let's just try and answer that. There you can see some of the original dirt under the strings because I haven't been able to get at that. There's quite a nasty ding there. Right, well, Harmony used to make instruments for other companies, and one of the popular users of the Harmony instruments was the Sears Roebuck Catalogue Company. And if it was made for Sears Roebuck, it used to have a Silvertone logo on. Now, this doesn't explain why it didn't have a Silvertone logo on either, but it could have been made for some other company. But I mentioned Silvertone because it was sold to me as a Silvertone baritone. So there you are, you have the full story now. I've had countless of these harmonies through my hands. I own 2 myself at the moment, despite the fact I've got lots more prestigious baritones and lots more modern playable instruments. I still love the old harmony. I don't think you can pass a harmony by for tone, unless you wanted to pay silly money for a Martin or a Vega or a Gibson even. You know, I've seen somebody who's asking $695 for a Guild on eBay, which I think is cloud cuckoo land. But there you go. What do I know? I've only been doing this about 50 years. I just think that lovely workmanlike instruments that if you like the shape of them, you know, a big percentage of it is in how they appeal to your eye, and they appeal to my eye. I like the sort of Spartanness of them. So let me see if I can finish off with something that shows you the tone and volume a little bit better than that only half decent freight train that I started off with. To get a bit more clarity, I'm going to use a flat pick, and I'm going to finish off with an old Royce Mecca number. I think he used to do this on soprano, but I got this off a musical arrangement, not a record, so I think it sounds nice on the baritone. And it's a thing called, I may be wrong, but I think you're wonderful. If you've got any queries, just go on the eBay site and find my phone number and give me a ring. But don't email me. I can't be doing with emails. But I will talk on the phone till the cows come home. Okay, thanks for looking. I hope you like it, and cast a bid in my direction if you do. forgot how ended did it. That wasn't the proper ending. Sorry.